So everybody, new day, new video. And today we're talking to our new quilters, okay? These are the biggest mistakes that new quilters make when walking into a quilt shop. Let's get started. So this video is for all of our new quilters out there, but there are great tips and tricks for everybody, even if you've been quilting for 50 years, okay? We're gonna talk about the different things that kind of get you when you get into a quilt store, waste money, waste fabric, and waste your time, okay? We're gonna walk you through the different tips and tricks for maximizing your dollars in a quilt store, as well as getting the best bang for your buck every time you walk into your local quilt store. Let's get into it. Now, I don't want to discourage you from buying fabric, but if you have no pattern, you have no plan. This is a different idea from stash building. We're talking to the people that are coming here to try to make something, but don't quite have that pattern yet, okay? That is the very first thing that we see when someone walks in and they want to make a project and they fall into the oh pretty syndrome. They walk over and say, oh wow, look at this fabric right here. It's so pretty. I want to buy some of that. And then they end up either underbuying or overbuying, okay? Neither one is good for your project. So the very first thing that you need to do is establish what pattern you're going to be using. Every quilt store is going to have a pattern wall. They're going to have a deck of patterns that you can look through, even lots of free patterns that you can use when you're getting started. Once you've identified what pattern you want to make, then the oh pretty syndrome can kick in and you can say, man, I really like these fabrics here. Let me start getting some for my project, okay? You don't know how much you need, you don't know how many you need until you've established your pattern. And we see that lots of times. Someone comes in and they say, I'm gonna get this, 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 and this, and then they walk out and they're back a couple days later because they have the fabric and have no idea what to do with it. Along those same lines, we have the mentality of clearance first, coordination last. That doesn't work when you're a new quilter and you're trying to figure out what it is that you're doing. If you find fabrics that you like, that's great. And I'm not discouraging shopping the sell room because, hey, we love our sell room. That's why we have a big sell room here at So Yeah. But you have to have a plan in place of what you're going to do first. It's okay to add a little fabric to the stash, but if you go in and start pulling bolts that you don't know what to do with them, you fall into the same thing as the oh pretty syndrome. So start out with your pattern, then you can go into the clearance room and say, hey, I'm gonna work in this color palette and start picking fabrics. Once you've done that, we're gonna get to the next step, which is not forgetting your backing, your binding, and your batting, which can kind of kick you in the butt at the end. I'm just gonna put it out there and say that everybody loves a minky backing on their quilts. I've never given a quilt to somebody and they're like, oh man, this has minky on the back. They love it. Everybody loves minky, okay? So doing our quilt math, when you go to back your quilt as a new quilter, okay, someone's gonna tell you you're gonna need 4 or 5 yards, obviously depending on how big your quilt is, to back your quilt. Now, if you're using 4 or 5 yards of standard wide goods at $12 to $15 a yard, okay, you have $48 to $60 worth of backing that you need to purchase. Go over and look at some minky, and the minky is $20 a yard. So you say, oh wow, that's too expensive. However, this is 90 wide minky. 2 yards of 90 wide minky are gonna cover pretty much any size quilt that you're making as a beginner, okay? So 2 times 20, that's a $40 backing. You've just saved yourself between $5 and $20 by getting a minky back. Not knowing these things as a new quilter means that you're going in, you're buying extra yardage for your backings, and you could have saved a little money, and somebody's gonna extra love it by getting yourself a minky back, okay? The same thing goes with your binding and your batting. Lots of times in a quilt store, if you're purchasing everything at once, you can get a little discount on it, or you can check it in for a quilting service, and they give you a little deal on the fabric, okay? Depending on the store, depending on everybody's policies, but these are just a couple of easy tricks to get extra bang for your buck. Okay, we've talked about fabric, we've talked about patterns, now let's talk about notions, okay? You don't need to buy every single notion that you see on every YouTube video, every TikTok video, and every Instagram reel, okay? There are some essential notions that you need as a beginner, and then you can buy them based on the projects that you're working on, okay? We're gonna talk about a handful of the notions that you need as a new quilter. The very first one is you need a couple of good rulers. You don't need every huge size, you don't need every small size, you don't need every specialty ruler. Just get a couple that are your standard rulers. Everybody needs a 6.5 by 24, okay? Everybody needs one of these. It's a long ruler. You're gonna do your initial cuts with these. You also need a smaller ruler like our 3 by 12 or 3 by 18, which is a great ruler to use as you're sub-cutting all of your blocks, okay? Pretty much these 2 rulers are gonna take care of most of what you need to do. As you're squaring your blocks, a square ruler helps, like our 10-inch rulers here, but you don't need to go crazy and get one of every size in the beginning, okay? Veteran quilters out there, get every size because you know what you're doing, right? The next thing is you need a good rotary cutter and fresh blades. If you don't have a fresh rotary cutter blade, it makes your cutting, again, cumbersome, and you're gonna start having frustration because you're not gonna get the clean cuts you need. It lowers your accuracy, and then as you're sewing, all of a sudden, you're wondering why my quilt's not coming together, okay? Next up, you need a good pair of snips or scissors that you can use as you're snipping your threads, okay? Find one you like, find one that's within your price point, and you're good, okay? Last but not least, needles, okay? Always, always, always use fresh needle when you are starting a project. If you don't have a fresh needle, again, your accuracy can go down, you can break a needle, you can have machine issues. You don't want that as a beginner quilter. Every time you start a new project, go ahead and change that needle out. It's the #1 thing you can do for your quilting that will lower your aggravation because you're not gonna have machine issues, and it's the best thing you can do for maintenance for your machines is change the needles regularly, okay? Last but not least, you need some kind of a marking device. So you can use markers, chalk, pencils, friction pens. They're inexpensive. Buy a couple different ones, see which one you like, and then you kind of have your go-to marking device. Some people like the water erasable, some people like the pencil chalk, friction pens. It all depends on kind of what you like, but grab a couple, try them out, you'll be off to the races. So, recap. Don't buy all the crazy notions. Just buy the ones that you need to get started. There are so many different programs, especially here at Soya, where you can learn about new products and new techniques using different notions. We have our Soya Club both in store and online, where we have 3 different demos that teach you about new projects, new techniques, new notions, and new ways to use them. Once you've seen some of those demos and you're able to say, hey, I know how to use this color scope, get one, try it out, and use it and add it to your Notion arsenal, okay? If not, though, don't just come down the Notion wall and clean it out, because you're gonna end up with a bunch of Notions that you don't know how to use. Down in the description below, as always, we have the link to sign up for our online club, or visit us in store and you can sign up for our in-store club. Check it out.
So what you're saying is new quilters don't need the color scope.
Don't need the color scope, man. I know they've been lying to you.
I would argue that they do.
One other tip that I want to give you is don't discount the idea of using a pre-cut or a pre-made kit. Those make it really easy to kind of just walk into a quilt store, be able to have the, oh, pretty factor, find something you like, and apply it to a pattern. So you're still gonna walk in and find a pattern, but find one that's pre-cut friendly. Jelly rolls, layer cakes, charm packs, Vegas strips, any of those things. Oh, by the way, Vegas strips you can only get here. Make sure you check the description below, just saying. Walk in and find yourself a kit that you like, because everything's already pre-coordinated and semi-pre-cut for you. You already have the measurements that you need. It makes it really easy to find something that you like and get into starting a project without having the, man, am I doing this right? Do I have enough of this fabric? Do I have enough of that fabric? Does this coordinate right? Pre-cuts make a really easy option for that. So we spend our time making sure that the kits are gonna look good, making sure that the pre-cuts are awesome. That way you don't have to. So everyone, I hope this video is helpful to you in knowing as a beginner what to do and what not to do when you walk into a quilt store. But it's also great advice for our veteran quilters out there that have been quilting forever to walk in knowing you want to start a new project and not just add to the stash, okay? You're gonna want to not just walk and say, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one, and get them. That's fine too to add to your stash, but sometimes as a quilter we need a reminder to actually sew something and to have a plan before we get into the quilt store. So everyone, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to leave a comment below with tips and tricks you wish you'd have heard as a new quilter, okay? Like I said in one of my last videos, we have years and years of knowledge watching these videos from all these people that have been quilting forever. Drop some of that knowledge down below and let the newbie quilters know what you wish you would have known. My name is Brody, teaching you how to sew like a pro. We'll see you next time. Bye everyone.